What's up, everybody? It's been a minute since I've done one of these. So, now the dust is kind of settled, which is what I'm going to call this. We're just going to go into how this season went, talk about a few things. I'm going to pertain more to bodybuilding and how everything shook out this year. First and foremost, I prepped for a really, really long time. Ended up being 26 weeks altogether. Very happy with the results that we got on stage. I know some people thought I could have been better. The judges thought I could have been better. That's fine. But before we talk about that, I just want to talk about specific things, why I enjoyed the sport so much. So you really learn more about life and more about yourself throughout this process. Most people don't really realize how much you actually learn about yourself. I learned a few things this past season about life and about myself. Not all of them are good. Quite frankly, those who were most important to me, I think I let down in a way. I don't want to say that I let them down because of my performance. I let them down in other aspects of life, especially my kids. I put the sport first and foremost when I really should have been putting my kids first and foremost. So it is what it is. It's a learning experience. I realized it when I was about 3 weeks out of Masters Nationals, which is on July 20th. So I competed on July 20th and August 31st. This year, I did Masters Nationals and North Americans, both national shows, both pro qualifiers. But like I said, I really felt that I let my kids down in a aspect. I was very short, very focused, driven would be a good word. But you can also take that as that was a very positive thing for me too. So I prepped for a total of 26 weeks. We brought the best possible me, first at Masters and then next at North Americans. I was actually really, really happy with what we were able to attain both shows. Like I said, this was all a learning experience for me. I learned a ton about myself, and a ton about the sport, and a ton about life. So first, let's go into prep first. So I did most of my diet. I was given a macro set, and I complied with it. It was actually really, really easy for me. Like I said, I do take on clients. I don't broadcast it. I don't do this or that. I had one do a classic physique show. Placed second. Did really well. Thought I could have went either way, but hey, sometimes it's how the cookie crumbles. I also have a competitor coming in at 4 weeks out right now. He's looking really, really well. Refining. Now, like I told him the other day, it's time to put the pedal on the gas. Let's get fat free. But it's here nor there. So I know that I have the ability to diet myself down. I know that I can do it. I just like that second set of eyes and other person's perspective while doing it. So once again, I competed first at Masters Nationals. That was the show, the #1 show that we'd chosen this year. So I was really happy with the results, not only of how I looked, but as well as how close I was. So I did the 35 and over category, hit light heavyweight pretty, I wouldn't say pretty easily. We had to do a water cut coming into weigh-in. I weighed in at 193. I ended up stepping on stage at 199. So obviously threw the carb up. We carbed up with about 1,500 carbs in the course of 2 days. And I stepped on stage pretty good. So I placed 4th out of 12th in the light heavyweight category. But that's not what really drove me to do the show 6 weeks later. I thought about it, kind of bounced around a little bit, and thought, well, you know what, we're already in shape, we might as well just see how we can get harder and better. But the feedback I got from one of the judges is what really, really drove me in the next show. He said that I have the quality physique that should be winning that class, and I should have won that class had I come in a little bit sharper. So obviously that drove me to say, hey, basically he's saying, hey, you should be a pro right now, but I need you to come in more conditioned. So 6 weeks later, I'm not gonna lie, that last 6 weeks was tougher than the first 20. Mentally, knowing, you know, what I could achieve if I chose, or if I worked hard enough physically. But I did. I pushed through. And I was able to actually put on some good quality muscle mass, as well as come in leaner. If you look at the pictures from my back in both shows, you'll see that I was actually leaner. Although from the front, I don't know what happened. I had a really, really hard time holding legs, and my stomach looked a little filmy. So could it have been I spilled? Maybe, but I'm not dissatisfied with anything. So I brought what I thought was a better package to North Americans. The judges didn't seem to think so, and that's okay. It's a subjective sport. You're not always going to be placed where you want, or where you think that you deserve, for that matter. But so I didn't place in both the Masters and the Open categories. So that means I placed, well, actually no, I placed 12th out of 14 in Masters. So it wasn't a DNP, but I did place on the bottom end. I thought, like I said, I think that we just we spilled a bit, which is okay. It happens. It's a learning game. Wasn't upset. Like I said, I was leaner at that show, and then, but the hard part, and here's where it gets really dicey, is we put on the lean mass, and I had a very hard time making weight at 198 1/4. So I got down to 202. The morning of weigh-ins was 202.4, and then we had one meal, and I shot up to 204. So I thought we would be getting to Pittsburgh and we would be in the sauna, trying to shed it. So I withheld some water for a while, and I didn't eat until after weigh-ins, and I weighed in right before I walked in on my scale, and it was 201. Gosh, we're gonna be in the sauna. Well, I got in, and the guy I was with, Jeff Velasquez, said, "Why don't you step on a scale, bring your scale, see what the difference is. That way, you know, we'll we'll go over to crunch. We'll sit in the sauna. We'll do what you got to do to get the weight." Fortunately, I weighed in at 198 on the dot. So I went from 193 to 198, so that's 5 pounds. Stage weight, remember, I weighed 199 carved up. So carved up on stage on Saturday, I weighed 208. So that's 9 pounds somewhere. Like I said, I was leaner. But I also think that hurt me, getting me down that low, fighting to make weight, flattened me out, and it was really hard to fill me out, and in the process we spilled. So, like I said, it was, the back shots were better. I thought the hamstrings could have came in a little bit better, harder, more separation, but it is what it is. The legs, the quads, I really had really hard trouble holding them. I could hit them, and then as soon as I would tense the upper body, they would smooth out. So that's something we're going to work on this off season. But I also wanted to talk about future plans. Where do I go from here? That's why we're saying now the dust is settled. We're 3 weeks post show. I'm still I'm 218, 220 right now. I'm still lean. I mean, I could probably, if I did a local show, I could probably diet for 2 weeks and be ready. Maybe 3 if I fully carb depleted. But, so the point is, we did it. I'm satisfied with everything that we brought, the changes we were able to make in the process. I'm extremely happy we made the changes. I feel better. I'm starting to feel myself again. My sleep still isn't regulated. I'm only sleeping for about 2 hours at a time. But I know people have to understand, like I said, competing is not for everybody. So I really, really struggle. You know, your leptin, your ghrelin, your cortisol, your triglycerides, you know, everything goes askew when you compete. You take your body fats to extreme lows. And that's what people don't really realize. And so you're playing roulette with your hormones. And it takes you to a place that it's hard to recover from. Some people it takes a couple weeks. Other people it takes six months to a year. I'm starting to feel myself again right now, other than the sleep aspect. I believe the sleep, it'll regulate eventually. We're taking proper measures, I should say, not proper precautions, to help me get there. I'm excited to start the off season, but more importantly, this off season, I'm focusing on looking like a bodybuilder. What do I mean when I say that? It means I'm not going to become fluffy as you know what. I'm going to try and stay lean and look the part that I play. I often have to remember that I'm a role model for a lot of other people because I'm a teacher. These kids look up to me. These kids, number one question on day one, how much do you bench? And then we start to get in, and then as they progress in the program, my program, because I get them for 2 years, they start to watch me eat. And if I eat like garbage and I become like a 250-pound mass monster that I was last off season, then I'm really not teaching them the proper ways. So we made the decision that I'm going to look the part, and in the process, we also feel that I need to be a heavyweight. So I'm going to have to try and put on the right way while staying lean, probably about 10 pounds. But then we don't have to fight to make weight. So if I can get up to 218, and not have to worry about the carb up and water depletion before, so then I peak at the improper time. That's just what it is. But I know, like I said, I don't know when I'm going to compete. I can't stress this enough. I'm enjoying my life. At this point, I'm enjoying my kids. We're going to soccer, gymnastics. I'm busy every day. I don't stop. Those of you who know me know how busy I keep my kids. So, but like I said, I put in a post on Instagram that also went to Facebook. It's time for me. There was a lot of taxing on people that were close to me too, not just me as a competitor. I was tired, exhausted, and ready to move on. And that's just what I'm doing. I'm enjoying life. If I go out on a Saturday night and I want to have some pizza or something, I'm gonna. But like I said, my body operates on good, clean food, and I feel good on good, clean food. And I fully intend on keeping this plan in place where we stay and look like a bodybuilder, 365 days of the year. When and if I decide to compete again, I'll be close. I can do a 12-week diet, and I'm not taxing my body. We really feel that those last 6 weeks, my body started to revolt. It started to say, no, we're not going to push you forward. And that's okay. But I know that I need to look the part. I need to be a positive role model for these kids. I need to be a better teacher, a better dad. I need to get stuff done that I say I'm going to do and not just put it off to the side because I got to go train. I want training to become fun again. I've always enjoyed throwing around weight. Fortunately, I'm pretty strong. But more importantly, I want to enjoy the process. I want to enjoy the food, which I do. I mean, I really can't complain with what I'm eating right now. I'm stick to basics. Basic foods. My only carb source is really, up until this week, were just rice products, cream of rice, jasmine rice, rice cakes. And just recently, we added bagels, white potatoes. So my carbs still aren't super high. My calories aren't super high. But I feel like I'm starting to function like a human being again. I can't stress that enough. So with that said, I don't want to keep you guys all night. It's late here. It's almost midnight. And quite frankly, I haven't been up this late in a long time. So I had some stuff I had to get done. And, but until next time, I'll throw out a video every once in a while now that I feel of myself. And like I said, now that the dust is settled, we talked about competition season. I'm extremely happy with what we were able to bring, how we were able to display. A few things I'm going to work on. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good night.